I need money for this a project in church. And I gave the money. I called somebody. I took my dad to church. I said, please sell this car. We need to finish this project. The ministry where I was, before I started, God called me to my vision. We were passionate giving. We will have money. We will collect salary, we will give. They said the church, we will divide half of the money. There was a time I was paid for 6 months at all. In fact, I just started work. I was paid for 6 months. And I gave all the money to God. You may not have that kind of grace, or you may not have that kind of passion. But the little you have, don't start video and know the people arguing about that and offering. That's a petty way to be. That's a small life. That's an unproductive life. That's a life without consecration and passion. If you say God, you give towards the ambassador of the kingdom of God so that the gospel can be preached, so that the word of God can go far, so that we can have more platforms. Look at the people of the world. They have built platforms, different platforms, different media. They are building platforms and advancing their own cause. What are you doing? What platforms? Christianity is not a platform. I told you that if every child of God can win for souls, in 2 years, the whole world will be evangelized. But we don't have platforms. We need to build platforms and structures. We need to have influence. We need to have a voice as believers all over the world. You could do better than this.
Not much, Jinx. Just doing a little shortwave action. Did a little ham radio and all that sorts of stuff. I hope you're doing all well. And I was just busy. And I had to do a blood test today and all that. I had things going on. So I got more stuff to do tomorrow. But, yeah, we're hanging in there, man. Roger that, man. Roger that.
Giving sacrificially can advance your cause. If there's something you have been praying about, something you do that you are designed to get married, you have 3 phones. You have your pastor.
Oh, I forgot to ask. There was a guy on here. He got the same radio like I got, and I wonder if he's got that radio, if he's watching. Whenever he gets a chance, I got to turn my monitor down. Hang on a minute. The guy was wondering how this radio worked, and hopefully he's watching this video. This radio works pretty darn good. I've had it for many years. It works really good. Tone works good.
Praising as we started on this journey, waking me up for another day to whether wife, whether husband, or children, if you have a child that does not provide for his family, your father is not for your father. Support your grandmother, support your brother. If you are a minister, support your family member. Those of you that are always on social media.
This is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, Radio Miami International. You can find out more about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website and share your QSL reports. This is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the state.
Radio Slovakia International. Slovakia today.
Peace and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is
There's
the
a whack
ultimate
job.
master.
This woman
For
thinks
our
she's
salvation.
Jesus.
We follow
Listen
the
to this
teaching
wacko.
of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
Creepy music. Jesus. Alright. I'm gonna get a copy strike. Who knows what that means? I don't know. I look.
A mí me parece que sí que y con eso. Según el diario Hit, hay más bateo, hay peor promedio de carreras limpias y hay más jonrones. Creo que eso apunta todos los... O sea, que eso deja en evidencia lo que está haciendo la liga india. Mejora el bateo y efectivamente mejora el picheo. El picheo no da nuestro país, para mí no da para que se refuerce demasiado porque
I have a lot of noise in my area. Jesus. We're on band 2 here, bottom. Channel is that? It's right around in here.
Walking after a meal can really benefit blood sugar. If you're diabetic and blood sugar is an issue for you, it should be just like non-negotiable that you're out walking. Park farther away than you usually do. Park at the back of the parking lot and walk to,
my favorite thing to do.
Take the stairs. If you're going for a meeting or an appointment and it's only 1 o'clock, just walk. You don't need to take the elevator. Stairs, okay? Your body will appreciate it. Go to bed. There's nothing that you need to see on Netflix or whatever. Staying up till 1 a.m. in the morning to mop the floor because that's the only time you can get it done because the kids are in bed. Trust me, you just need to go to bed. The floor can have another time. You got to get your sleep.
You need to get your kids to help you with the floor in some fashion that even if it isn't productive, it gets them used to the idea that, hey, this is
safe.
They are bombs parked in their garages. They explode. They accelerate the fires on top of the weapons being used. And don't you think for 1 minute that those in control of manufacturing EV cars and destroying the reliable petroleum-based cars that we've always had.
Here we go, more political bullshit.
Which is important to know. But understand this. We are facing microwaving and the effects on all metal buildings. All metal hardware used in wood framing and in concrete, in all construction.
So it's poisoning?
Why? Think about what I'm saying right now. Because they can microwave all metal anchor bolts in concrete, the rebar in
Listen to this
concrete,
shit.
and the rebar in fittings can all be microwaved and all reinforcing. And we're talking about also the use of nails and screws and beam connectors in houses and floor joists. And
you're talking about the 5G antenna radiation is going to start the radiating all the steel structures in the building and whatnot. Come on.
It doesn't just apply to the way in which our homes can be destroyed with microwave beams, but it also includes bridges. It includes bridges all throughout this country.
Yeah, because 5G is actually in the microwave region, in case y'all want to know.
Of microwave. Also, a very sad reality, and all of you, I hope, understand what you're going to hear me say next, but this is also extremely important. Because of the many, many years of heavy overhead aerosolized heavy metals that have been dropped on the soil, in all of our food, in our bodies, we breathed in heavy metals. And a long while ago, we went to a seminar where Clifford Carnicom was talking about Morgellons. Now, Morgellons is a self-replicating nanowire in our bodies already. All bodies, all pets, your babies, and in anything porous. That was the beginning of the introduction to what we now face with our DNA takeover. But having said that, we have years and years of metals in our tissues, in our bodies. When people are doing metal scans or certainly using ways in which they can try to detox heavy metals, everyone that I know has.
What in the hell is this woman talking about? We're on radio. We're in trouble with radio microwaves.
We can be. We as humans can be human spontaneously combusted.
What?
Because of the metals in our bodies. And it sounds terrible, and it is.
You're weird.
But we had such an event happen when they microwaved the 9/11 towers. There was somebody that was human spontaneously combusted. And we knew way back then that those jumpers that we saw jumping out of various windows and open areas were actually leaving the heat and the unbearable heat of microwaves. Many were not caught in the fires. They were jumping out because of the microwave. Judy Wood wrote an amazing book. If you haven't read her book about what happened to the towers and the evidence, you need to understand we are now we've been moved into a world that our brains can't even function in. And sadly, many brains don't function because of all of the methods in which they are now controlling.
Guys, all right. You know what we got to do is we got to start wearing tinfoil hats. I'm telling you, watch out.
Among us, everywhere we go, we need to understand the enormity and the takeover, and this was eons ago. This was all eons ago. But I'm going to add something else about the fires.
Yeah, what?
Because this is also involved. It's called blown amplified. And they're burn operations. And they burn from the air. So again, this is Cygnus aerial ignition. And I'm going to go over what they do from the air. Besides the fact that they're loaded up with ping-pong-sized balls filled with flammable liquid to exacerbate the fires as they're burning us down. They tell us they burn more, and they burn faster using fire from the air.
Oh, yeah.
They say that it's to help the firefighters. It makes them safer because they can create areas where they can create a backburn. But then they say they can extend the reach across the burn area. Yeah, they can. And they have. Against fire from the air. And that's also what.
So everybody that's going to wear a tinfoil hat, it may have holes in it. You better watch out. The microwaves might burn your brain.
Controlled by an easy-to-use app.
Where the hell did he find these people that go on the air and talk this nonsense?
Effective for tough to get to ridges or terrain. And the person who is discussing that works for the Department of Interior. Now, the Department of Interior was set up by Rothschild, LLC, and to create agencies that would continue the enforcement of privatization of our water supply. And what we're seeing now are dams being eliminated everywhere throughout the country. We have had 3 dams on the California-Oregon border recently taken down. They were owned by Berkshire Hathaway, or I should say controlled, and they were required, pursuant to a report, to release the water from these 3 dams slowly over a many-month period of time in order to test the sediment and the level of...
Where do these people come up with all this bullshit? Can somebody tell me how they get this bullshit from?
Not that long ago. Klamath River in Northern California, near the border, issued a state of emergency, and they called it the Rivers of Death because they released the sediment in the dam water so quickly. And there was a study years before this release, but they ignored it. They ignored the original study and engineering report, like they're ignoring all of us now through the Delphi technique, DELPHI. We've all been Delphi into the state that we now exist, and I will go over that in a moment. But what was discovered in this
by the way, if you're ready, let me know. We have callers from your radio, okay? You're ready.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Why don't we take some calls right now, and I can talk about Delphi maybe during the call. So please, right. Pastor Butch, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and talk to Matt from Texas. Matt, money, welcome.
Deborah, I got a question for you, Deborah. I'm a fisherman. I live here in Arlington, Texas, and I've been fishing for crappie for years. I'm a crappie fisherman. And
you mean
there's a local lake that in the springtime the crappie come in the creeks and spawn and stuff. And about 10, 15 years ago, there'd be there's tons of them in there and big crappie. But now I've been out the last couple of weeks, and there's very few in there, and they're real small, the ones you catch. And I was wondering, what do you think about it? You think chemtrailing and all that is affecting that, or what do you?
Oh my God! Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. About the chemtrails. When there's an airplane 35,000 feet in the air, when you got 2 jets, 3-4 jets on a wing, when it's hot up that altitude, just like in the morning, you guys live up north or whatever you live in a cold climate. When you turn that engine on, you hit that key. What comes out your tailpipe? Condensation. That's what it is. This ain't chemtrails. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen, with this bullshit. Here we go.
Not seeing happening there. They have created some dead zones in the ocean before the salmon come in from the ocean to go up the rivers to spawn. And the dead zones are areas that have no oxygen, and we can't swim through it. And we have increased oxygen in the atmosphere as it is for ourselves. So that is what's happening. It's microwaves. It's energy being used. It's frequencies being used. And it's also the proliferation of all the microwaves and energy that we use as individuals. We are demanding Wi-Fi. We're demanding use of deadly cell phones to kill us. We're demanding all of the convenience of an internet that is killing us all. And you're now seeing...
Yeah, 5G. It's high energy power for 5G. The microwaves are so overpowering. It's killing us. It's killing the fish and everything.
Native Americans. I hope that answered your question well enough, Matt.
Yeah, I think so. I appreciate it. Something's going on.
So we just talked about what is going on. So there you have it.
Anything else, Matt? Thank you.
You're a freak. You're a freak.
Very much. I just think let's go to talk to Chance, right?
This channel right here is for bozos. This channel here, oh my God.
Hello, Pastor Bud. Hello, Deborah. Deborah, I have a question for you. On my property, it seems like I have to periodically cut down the white pine trees because they're dying. Would you happen to know if white pine trees are particularly susceptible to the chemtrails and to these other technologies?
Oh, here we go with the chemtrails again, ladies and gentlemen. There's no such thing.
And all trees are struggling to uptake toxic rainwater that is full of chemicals, with the fact that at least 6 inches of the soil worldwide is contaminated with aluminum. And the trees are failing. We are noticing here on the trees.
Hey, Jenks, is that true? Your trees are dying. They're turning white.
Some trees that are well over 100 feet in height. And that's because they're all dying. Everything is being hit upon. And we are as well. So as far as your white pine trees, they just may not have a root system to go deeper and survive a little longer. I can tell you this. We had trees, gorgeous trees up in the mountains, and we had an arborist come in, this was maybe 25 years ago, to tell us why the trees in San Bernardino Mountains, we're talking about where Big Bear is, and Lake Arrowhead, for any of you that are familiar with Southern California mountain range. And
I thought we were talking about trees, and this broad is going on about mountains and this and that, bears and this and that. Oh boy!
But no one told us. No one. And we have been chemtrails for so many years.
Oh, we've been through chemtrails for so many years in the sky. Oh my God!
Thousands of trees because they were dying. And
the chemtrails are dying.
From the top, they would be dead in about 2 to 3 weeks. And we watched this happen all around us, and it was heartbreaking. And even though initially we were told, because we were in a drought, they needed more water, and we had super hoses around them, and that was not what the trees were dealing with. So as far as the trees...
Yeah. My question was, why particular... Because I'm surrounded by trees on all sides, all different types. But I'm noticing the white pines are the only ones that are dying. I've taken down 3, and I think I have about 3 more I have to take down. These are 50-foot tall.
Yes, I hear you. Well, I'll tell you what I see as well.
Yeah, she's on
some trees
something
come
good.
faster than others, without questioning. You're seeing it there on your
I'll
property.
be right back, Jinx, and everybody else. I'll be right back. Listen to this
wacko.
wacko.
They're not in the same
I'll be right back.
situation as your white pine trees are. But I can tell you, for example...
Yes. That's why I asked that particular question, because I'm surrounded by all different types of trees, and it seems to be only the white pines that are dying. But if fungus on them,
yeah,
and I'm continuously having to have to cut them down because they're dying, and it's strange.
And you will need to continuously cut them down because they are indeed dying. Now, what we have been telling folks to do for a long while, because all plant material has been set upon by all these metals and by the continuous dusting that we've all had with the overhead aerosolized dust, the water that we're using on the trees. If you're coming from the municipal water supply, you're poisoning everything you're watering with all the chemicals and poisons that are in the lakes and reservoirs, which are cauldrons of nothing more than death. That's what that all is. So I don't know if you're on a well or if you're watering with municipal water, how you're watering your plants.
Unfortunately, I have municipal water. There was a well dug here when I bought the house, but unfortunately, it's not operable. I want to get it operable again, but I'm on municipal water, which I filter. I won't drink it. I see skull and crossbones when I look at the tap. You know, I just won't drink it.
Well, I'm glad that it will kill you, but it's also killing your plants if you're not filtering that. And we can't even say what's occurring outside with all our plants and the heavier chemtrails and all the electromagnetic frequencies that everything faces. I don't know how close you are to cell phone towers. I don't know how close you are to your neighbors that have smart meters, not only smart meters for the electricity, but for the gas and the water as well. And those frequencies are permeating your neighborhood and killing your white pine trees. On top of the neighbor is a couple of 100 feet away. Does it travel far? Okay. You mean the frequencies? Yes. The frequencies travel great distances. Plus, the frequencies are now being sent on us through satellites, massive satellites. In many of the fires, much of the weather is controlled through satellites. So I've said this before, and this is very important. Our trees now have become weapons. In the sense that if you don't have the trees reduced to reduce the wind at the top of the trees, they will blow over on your homes, and we've been seeing that. So while we want these,
Well, thank you for answering my question. I'm going to give somebody else a chance to get in on the phone line. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Chance. Folks, line open 717-300-1698. 717-300-1698. By the way, Deborah will be filling in for me 2 nights in a row while I'm home on the 12th and 13th. She'll be filling in for me for a couple nights. So if you have plenty of time, now, of course, to hear what you have to say to him. If you want to call tonight, do so at 717-300-1698. Go ahead, Deborah.
so I want to just read this. This is a quote by William S. Cohen, C-O-H-E-N, U.S. Defense Secretary. And you can find this quote on my website, toxicsky.org. But please also pay attention to the movie that is at the top of toxicsky.org. It's called Unconventional Growth. Please listen to that movie to understand the many unbelievable consequences of controlling the weather. By Michael Murphy, who did several prior movies before he was murdered. He did What in the World?
Where in the hell do they find these people? Oh my God. I heard across the room they're talking about this, talking about that. Yada, yada, yada. Oh my God. Holy mackerel. And the trees are turning because of the chemtrails. They're turning white, the pine trees. You know why? There's no nutrition in the ground. Number two, they're dying off. They have to be pruned off. Or they naturally die off and they start growing new shoots. What's the big deal? It has nothing to do with all this bullshit. Oh, it's microwaves. Look out.
So there are plenty of ingenious minds out there that are at work finding ways in which they can wreak terror upon other nations. It's real, and that's the reason why we have to intensify our efforts. And I don't know what he meant by intensifying his efforts. Obviously, intensification of his efforts.
All right, I had enough listening to this broad. It makes me sick.
Squeeze in one more phone call, Deborah. Squeeze in one more phone call. Catherine in Maine. Come on, Catherine.
Hang on.
Hi, Deborah. I've wanted to ask for a long time. First, how is Dr. Trower? Is he still with us? Secondly, you did a video one time, and I can't find it, on how they're basically got all the new products for the eye damage that's coming from all those things, and they're marketing all these new devices. And then what glasses? I saw you one time, and I can't find the video I saw it, where the glasses to protect you from the lights at night driving and from the
Just wear a hazmat suit with the hazmat glasses. There you go.
Get those in prescription glasses also, and it is recommended that you do both sides of the glass, not just the front. I know someone that diverted blue laser into work, a techie, and only 2 of the 4 pair tested actually protected, period. And these are
Okay. We had enough. CHU Canada.
0 hours, 56 minutes.
Some weather data.
Any folks have patience, showing that the proving of your faith for patience, and let patience have its purpose. Tornarão a terra inabitável e arruirá então recriar um mundo totalmente novo. João viu um novo céu e uma nova terra, pois o primeiro céu e a primeira terra já tinham passado. Se você, querido ouvinte, deseja se juntar aos indivíduos de todas as eras que viveram no mundo, que compartilhem sua vida de lá, que amem todas as lá fora, e aceite hoje a salvação. Você não precisa se preparar. Na verdade, a verdade é que o mistério é que você pare de pecar. Você não alcançará nenhum êxito por meio de seus próprios esforços. Aceite o convite de Yahweh, a fim de que você se torne um membro de seu reino terreno e eterno. Quando você aceitar este precioso convite, Yahweh te presenteará com um coração totalmente novo. Em Ezequiel 36:26, ele declara: dá-me. Their officials have been working. All God is the God of the mountain. You'll win if you ask him on flatland. And therefore we are disciples. We are under Yahshua teaching, under Yahweh's discipline, under Yahweh's commandments.
More whack. There are more wackos on the shortwave than anything.
Você ouviu a rádio WLC? Este programa, bem como os episódios passados na rádio WLC, estão disponíveis para download em nosso site. Eles são excelentes para compartilhar com amigos e em estudos bíblicos. É também um recurso fantástico para aqueles que realizam seus cultos a Yahweh, sozinhos.
Yeah, this is WRMQ or whatever the heck it is. This is up in Maine. I can't remember the call sign, but this station's out of Maine.
Clique na opção WLC Rádio na parte superior esquerda da página inicial. Isso permitirá que você...
You're listening to the Overcomer Ministry radio broadcast.
No.
From Walterboro, South Carolina. For our most current contact information, please visit www.overcomerministry.org. There you will find our mailing address, radio schedule, and phone numbers, where you can listen to the broadcast at any time on your phone. Also, make sure to check out the Overcomer podcast. Our prayer line is 843-701-5053. 843-701-5053.
All out. Lines are down. Let's go.
You didn't believe why I say I'm the last day prophet. You didn't understand what I'm saying when I do say that. And then don't turn around and make a lie out of it. I'm not the only prophet, but I am the only one ordained of God to this proclamation.
You're dead for like 10 years now. Your bones and skeleton.
The one I talk about all the time, proclaiming the gospel. And then I got to go back and explain to some of you.
Oh, that was the other thing. Today I heard that's this old son of a pig, actually this bag of bones now. He was talking about all this racist bullshit. I couldn't believe it, about some black kid or something like that. I don't know what he was going at, but it was kind of creepy. But this guy here, man, I don't know. He's just a weird old fart, man. Well, a bag of bones now.
By any other spirit, it's a lying spirit. You do not believe it. You condemn it. Paul said, anyone come preaching another Jesus, another spirit, another gospel, whereby men must be saved, let him be accursed. Do I preach another way for you to be saved? Do I tell you have to keep the law, join the church, or do good things? No, my friends. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. It's the only foundation that I have to stand on. It's the only power source that I have to be able to preach today. After my long life in this flesh. However, I am not preaching that gospel.
Yeah, where's that one with that funny story you were talking about today? Well, not him, it was re-recorded, but.
You hear me? You go out and try to preach.
This might be it coming up. I'm not sure, but it was pretty disturbing.
Gospel, even in America, and they reject it.
It was actually wrong.
To the point where men despise and reject the glorious gospel that Jesus Christ came into the world to save sin. So sinners. So God's given up on that. He had it all planned. Jesus said, I'm going to go away. As I go away, he said, you are going to do a work that I have not done. I wish you folk would hear the word of God. Listen to the wording of the Lord Jesus. He said, I'm going to go away. And he said this. Listen. He said, the works that I do.
I don't think this is it, but I wish I had this recorded earlier today, guys. He was talking about some weird crap about this little black kid or whatever. I don't know, but he's been busted once before for touching some woman's boob or whatever it is, and he got jailed for it. It's in the look him up, Brother Stare. It's in the archives on Google. Google search him. You'll find his mugshot. What he looks like. He looks like Santa Claus from hell.
Jesus accomplished that. He finished it. He came into the world, made himself known as doing the Father's will.
De injerencia o coerciones arbitrarias en su vida. Mirada al mundo. NTN 24. Estados Unidos transfirió a un nuevo grupo de 17 criminales de la pandilla venezolana Tren de Aragua a cárcel en El Salvador. Sí.
Oh, there's that buzzer. That's that jamming buzzer. There's another buzzer. Look at how light it is. Oh, that's weird.
Presentando las noticias en la voz de Venezuela dice haber recibido actividad criminal de alto nivel entre los importados por Estados Unidos. Las autoridades venezolanas informaron sobre la llegada de un nuevo vuelo con 175 migrantes expulsados por Estados Unidos en los líderes de una banda criminal, siendo la primera vez que Caracas confirma la presencia de un delincuente entre los deportados. El presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, ha intensificado la red.
Right on 10 megahertz. WWV, right on the 10, right on the nose. Cool. At least this I know this radio's still on frequency. Oh, there's another buzzer. That ain't from my house. That's out there.
Responsabilité pour les structures du ministère de l'Intérieur dans un contexte international différent avec de multiples défis. Quant à la libre circulation des citoyens, ce dernier bénéficie de la possibilité de se déplacer beaucoup plus rapidement.
Damn, you can hear the power on that station. You're buzzing.
Les ministères de l'Intérieur ont adapté leur mécanisme de travail à ce que signifie la méthode de travail sans contrôle systématique et nous avons élaboré plusieurs compensatoires qui visent à augmenter la sécurité dans l'espace national.
Shortwave is good tonight, guys. Sounds pretty good to me. This is the old DX-66 Air shortwave monitor by Realistic. Good sounding radio, I tell you.
Dans les 17 aéroports internationaux de Roumanie ont été effectués par les structures du ministère de l'Intérieur et de la Armée depuis l'adhésion à l'espace.
I'm hoping that guy's watching there. He was a member of my channel. He just bought a DX-66. He's probably got it by now. I wonder how he likes it. I like mine. These things work. They're power horses. Yeah, so do I, Jinx. This is when they made good stuff, man. This is when it was good stuff. When I got these radios, they were trashed. I cleaned them, took them all apart, stripped them, everything. Now I got LED lights. I like to put LED lights in here now. Somehow. If they're still there, I'm not going to touch them. These radios always had good receive.
de companii și de către managementul ăsta al companiilor, ca un fel de socială inutilă. Pentru că dacă să stabilești, nu ți aduce absolut nimic în schimb. Deci este acest parametru care se numește return of investment. Acest return of investment, în cazul securității cibernetice, este aproape zero. Suma pe care firma investește în protecția datelor poate să fie aruncată în fund de bun.
Damn, there's another one. Jeez. You can hear it in the transmission.
De la
You hear it? Listen.
la sécurité et la stabilité de la région de la mer Noire. Il a également annoncé que l'achat d'une corvette légère pour les forces navales roumaines sera soumis au vote du Parlement.
They're trying to jam this station. I don't know why.
Approuvé par le Conseil suprême de défense de la Roumanie. Occupation pourrait être
Hear that
intégrée au
buzz in the background.
d'ici la fin de l'année.
Yeah. Nuts.
Il est dans l'intérêt de la Roumanie de disposer d'un espace en mer Noire où les échanges commerciaux peuvent se dérouler dans de bonnes conditions. Je pense que la zone économique spéciale que la Roumanie exploitera.
You can hear that buzzing noise. Look, now watch. This is that channel.
Voici donc
There you
quelques
go.
arguments qui, selon d'avoir bénéficié de la déclaration de l'Union de défense, car j'espère obtenir la part du Parlement, a déclaré le ministre de la Défense de Bucarest. Parmi les principales missions.
They're trying to jam this. I don't know if this is Radio Cuba or something.
La surveillance et la reconnaissance, la recherche et le sauvetage, la lutte contre le terrorisme, les opérations d'interdiction maritime et les opérations spéciales maritimes. S'y ajoutent les opérations aéronavales, la guerre électronique, le bombardement du territoire ennemi, la protection du trafic maritime et le soutien à d'autres opérations. Le ministère roumain de la Défense tente depuis plus de 10 ans déjà son succès d'acheter 4 corvettes.
In the
Mais à chaque fois, le
chopper.
processus d'acquisition a été bloqué.
In the chopper.
Ô Maurício, obrigado por a oportunidade. Eu digo você de lá. Maurício Rabelo, o cara legal. Raul, Maurição. Obrigado, amigão. Alecão Jovito, meu Brasil alemão. Um alicate de pressão. Muito obrigado, alemão. Saudade de você também, das suas participações sempre muito alegres. Muito obrigado, meu querido amigo. Muito obrigado. Tem mais gente aqui conosco. Vem cá. Liliane e Jonathan. Alô, Liliane. Alô, Jonathan. Boa noite.
Boa noite, salvadeira, tô gostando. Eu quero
You're a munchkin.
Eu vou pra minha avó, pro meu tio, pra minha tia.
Is that a kid or is that a munchkin?
Obrigado. Ah, como que voz bonita. Só escutar só um pedacinho. Achei.
Boa noite, salvadeira, tô gostando. Eu casca de vela. Eu quero pro meu avô, pra minha avó, pro meu tio, pra minha tia. E pra você.
Obrigado, Gustavo. Boa noite, muito obrigado, Gustavo. Você fala muito bem, Gustavo. Se prezintă acest produs pe Google sau pe deschizi un browser, iar produsul pe care l-ai găsit să se întoarcă cum ar veni, practic informația era luată, era procesată și se introduceau aceste tipuri de produse în funcție de ceea ce tu cauți. Bineînțeles că lucrurile acum au devenit mult mai complicate și mai complexe. Acum se prezintă, când te duci pe Facebook și dai o căutare sau chiar nu pe Facebook, dai o căutare pe undeva, la un moment dat o să vezi pe rețea de socializare produsul și alternativele pe care tu le-ai căutat. Deci un marketing extrem de personalizat. Lucru care la momentul respectiv se punea problema dacă este legal sau dacă este etic, dar la acest punct o să ne mai întoarcem, Cristian. Radio România Internațional. Radioul tău de acasă.
weird. It's probably a radar or something. That's a station that has kilo speed. Hear all that waving in there? A lot of waving in that signal. It's got a lot of fading on that signal. This one too. What is with these noises? Huh. In your hand there. That's a choppy signal. Listen to that. I wonder where it's at. It's not my radio or antenna. That's just the band conditions. It's choppy. Individuals struggle to control their intake of EMPS, experiencing like craving, withdrawal symptoms, and also compulsive overeating despite negative health consequences. And this situation probably happened in the UK because there's a study led by Dr. Ashley published in the BMJ, one of the leading medical journals. Oh, there you go. There goes one. Goes again. Keep catching it. Where the hell did it go? Fruits and vegetables, and breads and cheeses, and all the other yummy stuff. If they don't go through the process of the prior mentioned process, it's called unprocessed or minimally processed food. There we're talking about things like fresh fruit, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, raw chicken breast. Hey, Jinx, it almost sounds like a video game. Oh, that's on the ham radio. That's FT8. Hey, listen to that. That's These must be signals on the other side of the world because they're just not quite right. If anybody knows who it is, drop it down in the comments. You know what language that is. In case you guys wonder, I'm running my ham antenna, my G5RV. This antenna just works really good. It's killer. I checked it today. It looks strong up there, nice.
Dintr-o anumită zonă geografică. Ele sunt însă foarte vulnerabile. Atacurile, chiar și pentru dronele astea autogestionate, se pot face destul de ușor. Și, bineînțeles, cei care au tehnologie pot modifica traiectoriile, pot inunda dronele de date, în așa fel încât să-și piardă, practic, poziționarea. Sunt tipuri de atacuri care există. Nu există o soluție deocamdată, nici pentru drone militare care costă 100 de milioane de dolari, nu există neapărat o soluție fiabilă pentru a le proteja. Cercetătorii și cei care lucrează în domeniul securității informației caută soluții și...
Yeah, you gotta love these old radios, man. These old realistics are really
Dacă cineva vine cu o plasă și îți ia drona, nu mai ai ce să faci, ai pierdut-o. Ideea este să nu se ajungă la drona să nu-și piardă posibilitatea de a comunica cu satelitul sau cu acest stol de drone și în acel moment ai putea, știi, să îi dai o anumită programare de a se reîntoarce la bază. Asta ar fi
programming
care se detectă.
Le débarcadère en béton de Timpurinoy sera aménagé alors que sur la terre ferme, le boulevard sera aménagé pour les piétons et nous organiserons des activités sur l'eau et sur les berges. Enfin, l'édition d'automne de Zambovita Delivery se déroulera les 20 et 21 septembre prochains à l'Opéra de Bucarest. Il s'agira d'un événement sur 2 jours pendant tout un week-end avec un accès à l'eau dans le quartier de l'Opéra.
All I can say, guys, if you're going to look for a shortwave radio, look for an older one. I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, they got the newer ones with the short, you know, it's got the sideband, blah, 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 blah. But you can't beat these old dang analog radios. These old realistic analog radios. They just, to me, it's got a nostalgic feeling to it when I started off when I was a kid. There ain't nothing like it. You got to know where they're from and guessing where it is. It's just, to me, it just brings back a lot of memories.
Au-delà de leur valeur écologique, ces cours d'eau constituent une ressource précieuse pour le bien-être des
This right here is the fine-tune knob, right here.
Leur rôle essentiel en équilibre et
fine to get it in there.
Travailler en Roumanie.
Une voix contre le harcèlement au travail, un sujet qui vous est proposé par Soline Sourdin. Le ministère roumain du Travail a élaboré des nouvelles normes pour lutter contre le harcèlement au travail, selon le projet de loi.
Sounds like Radio China or something.
Les employeurs seraient tenus non seulement de prendre des mesures pour prévenir de tels cas, mais aussi d'accorder des jours de congés payés ou des conditions de télétravail aux personnes dont la vie ou la santé ont été mises en danger par de tels incidents. En vertu des nouvelles règles, le harcèlement se passe sur les réseaux de communication des employés, par courrier électronique ou sur le WhatsApp, lors de déplacements professionnels ou dans les heures de repos mises à disposition par l'employeur. Parmi les arguments présentés en faveur de cette loi, il est mentionné que le harcèlement est souvent utilisé par les entreprises l'entreprise elle-même pour obliger les salariés à faire des heures supplémentaires non rémunérées, à travailler jusqu'à l'épuisement ou à accepter des conditions de travail défavorables. Les modifications seront introduites dans le Code du travail. Les amendes pour non-respect des nouvelles dispositions peuvent aller jusqu'à 10 000 lei, soit 2 000 euros. Selon une étude récente, la Roumanie a besoin d'au moins 50 000 infirmiers pour sortir de la situation de risque sanitaire. La profession d'infirmier sera donc l'une des plus recherchées dans les années à venir, compte tenu du fossé démographique qui se creuse entre les générations et de l'état de santé de plus en plus précaire des différentes catégories vulnérables de la société roumaine. Le besoin d'assistants médicaux est aigu, en particulier dans les zones rurales où, selon les spécialistes du domaine, la Roumanie se trouve dans une zone à risque sanitaire avec des dizaines de comtés où, en raison de la pénurie de personnel, le système médical est presque inopérant, notamment en matière de prévention. Parallèlement, les écoles de médecine roumaines sont un des plus grands fournisseurs d'infirmiers pour le marché européen de l'emploi, avec de nombreux professionnels de la santé travaillant dans des pays tels que l'Italie, la Belgique ou encore le Royaume-Uni. Face à la migration du personnel spécialisé, la Roumanie a un besoin urgent d'infirmiers pour relever les défis sanitaires des prochaines années, ce qui amène les spécialistes des ressources humaines à déclarer que cette profession sera l'une des plus recherchées à l'avenir. La Roumanie a enregistré en 2024 le plus grand nombre de salariés des 10 dernières années, selon les données du ministère roumain du Travail. Au total, il y avait près de 5,75 millions d'employés. Le nombre de contrats de travail individuels était supérieur de 700 000 à celui d'il y a 10 ans. Par ailleurs, le salaire net moyen en Roumanie atteint les 5 645 lei, soit 1 134 euros en décembre, une augmentation donc de 257 lei, soit de 51,6 euros par rapport au novembre 2024. Les salaires les plus élevés ont été enregistrés dans les technologies de l'information, 12 000 lei, plus de 2 400 euros, et dans le secteur pétrolier, plus de 11 000 lei, soit plus de 2 200 euros. Au pôle opposé, les salaires les plus bas ont été rapportés dans l'industrie textile et de la restauration et de l'hôtellerie, un peu plus de 3 000 lei, soit 600 euros seulement. Dans le secteur budgétaire en décembre dernier, les salaires avaient légèrement augmenté dans le domaine de la santé et de l'assistance sociale. Selon l'Agence nationale pour l'occupation de la main-d'œuvre sur l'ensemble de l'année 2024, plus de 630 000 emplois avaient été disponibles en Roumanie, la plupart dans le BTP, l'éducation, les soins de santé, la messagerie, le commerce et les transports. Le nombre de migrants ne cesse d'augmenter en Roumanie. Par exemple, l'année dernière, rien que dans le département de Vaslui, dans le nord-est du pays, plus de 1800 permis d'embauche pour des ressortissants étrangers ont été délivrés et plus de 500 permis de séjour. Il s'agit notamment de 715 ressortissants moldaves, turcs, chinois, sri-lankais, népalais et 233 citoyens d'États membres de l'Union européenne, notamment d'Italie, de Bulgarie et d'Espagne. La plupart de ces personnes ont fixé leur résidence dans le département de Vaslui pour se faire embaucher, d'autres pour rejoindre des membres de leur famille se trouvant déjà sur place. Même cas de figure dans le département de Hunedoara, dans le centre-ouest de la Roumanie, où 2800 ressortissants étrangers figurent sur les listes du bureau d'immigration, toujours des Moldaves, des Népalais, des Sri-Lankais et d'autres personnes venues de Suisse, d'Italie, d'Allemagne ou d'Autriche. La plupart des migrants travaillaient dans le BTP en tant qu'ouvriers non qualifiés dans l'industrie de l'hôtellerie et de la restauration. Dans le sud de la Roumanie aussi, la demande de main-d'œuvre issue de l'espace extra-communautaire est très forte. Par exemple, dans le département de Prahova, quelques 7 000 tonnes de monde ont été enregistrées l'année dernière selon le département.
Sounds like it's plugged in all right. Yeah, it's the bands are like kind of like wavering in and out.
Intérêt par les entreprises allemandes face au rapport du cabinet d'audit KPMG et du Comité des relations économiques en Europe de l'Est. Selon le rapport, une entreprise allemande sur 5 interrogées prévoit de délocaliser des processus de production en
este o altă muncă și o anumită muncă de creație, chiar să faci o CV, ai nevoie de un pic de imaginație, la un moment dat nu se mai fi mișcare și orice absolut.
This is a copyright song.
La indigencia también bajó al 8,2% de la población respecto al 18,1%.
Digno, gracioso, benevolente, misericordioso.
After the Second World War, the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. I've been using the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance for my Bible studies for just about 50 years now. And it's been an invaluable aid to understanding the Bible. Because when you go back to the original text and you examine the definitions of the terms that are used, then you're going to get the nuances of meaning that Almighty Yahweh has placed in the original text. And those have been carried forward to our time now, so that we can have a deeper understanding of the Word. We mine the Scriptures daily, meaning that we research the Scriptures daily to discover the
vehículos y un negocio y provocaron incendios en edificios de almacenes e instalaciones manufactureras de casi 4.000 metros cuadrados. En total, Rusia lanzó 2 misiles balísticos y 131 drones durante...
O ser humano, ainda mais depender deles mesmos.
Penso igual a você. Deixe-me falar sobre minha esposa. Ela é uma mãe urso quando se trata de nossos filhos. Quero dizer, essa mulher pode guardar um rancor que você não iria acreditar quando se trata de defender ou proteger um de seus filhos.
As mães são assim mesmo.
Sim, elas realmente são assim. Quando nossa filha mais velha...
True reports at all.
Hell. There's a jamming signal over this one too. You can turn the tone up on it.
Sniper rifle during his speech. Well, this brought back memories from last month. That Russian president,
Oh, here we
Vladimir
go.
Putin,
This guy's a real freaking dickhead.
public, wearing a Russian Army Special Forces uniform. That's
was seen, in public, but he was visiting military facilities. So, Khomeini, Putin in an army uniform, Khomeini with a gun, it's almost like, well, wait, no, it actually is writing on the walls. You don't need to read between the lines on this at all. Now, yesterday, Iran activated its massive phased array radar. Specifically, its ninth Qadir, QADIR, phased array radar. The phased array radar gives Iran multiple layers of radar coverage from the eastern 75% of the country of Turkey into Russia, which Iran doesn't have to worry about because they're allies, out into the Gulf of Arabia, all across the Persian Gulf, and then up through all of Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Lebanon and, Israel. 9 phased array radar stations are now at full power from Iran. So the writing on the wall with the Khomeini carrying a rifle and Putin in an army uniform is pretty clear. The activation of Iran's 9 phased array radars yesterday is a big indication of what's going on. Today, Israeli TV, specifically Israeli channel 14 TV, reported to the Israeli people, quote, a large-scale attack on Iran will begin soon, unquote. And that same Israeli channel 14 TV described the large-scale attack as, quote, the most unprecedented since World War II, unquote. Oh. And other things started happening. Russia publicly warned of, quote, catastrophic consequences after President Donald Trump publicly threatened to bomb Iran. Moscow condemned President Trump's warning to bomb Iran if it refuses the new nuclear deal. Moscow called it an unacceptable ultimatum. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said the United States attacks on Iran's nuclear infrastructure would destabilize the entire region, and he urged Washington to de-escalate. Now, President Trump's message to Iran was clear. No deal means unprecedented bombing and renewed sanctions. Well, Tehran, capital of Iran, rejected talks, prompting President Trump to say, quote, it will be bombing the likes of which they have never seen, unquote. Well, that went over like a lead balloon. Senior Iranian military officials are now reportedly advocating a preemptive strike on the United States military base at Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, citing concerns that it will be soon used as a launch pad for military attacks against Iran. A preemptive strike on the U.S. base at Diego Garcia. Russia and China are, as all of you know, allies of Iran. And an attack on Iran might very well be considered an attack on those two countries. So,
well, I guess Iran better watch their ass. Go back to 1. We're up on top of your scale 1 again. Right here.
Through life with peace, joy, submit and surrender. Submit and surrender. Verse 7. Because the carnal mind of the sinful nature is enemy against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. Those with a sin nature cannot walk in the Spirit. Those with a sin nature cannot please God. Those with a sin nature cannot abide.
Limitado y el declive de Radio Andorra continuó. Radio Andorra, apartado de correos número 1 Principado de Andorra, que poquito a poquito vamos contestando a todas. Un día más hemos estado aquí en este tiempo feliz de radio, en este tiempo de compañía.
Man, that's how third rate
Desde
that
las
is.
10 de la noche hasta estos momentos con buenos amigos, don Manuel Moraza, Manolo. Is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, Radio Miami International. You can find out more about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website and share your QSL reports. This is WRMI.
CQ calling Europe, CQ calling Australia, Asia, South America, North America, and of course,
here's his kiss ass channel where ARRL BS.
Radio news on shortwave Powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Hello, everybody. My name's Larry Dio. My call sign in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Pull up a chair, cup of your favorite beverage, and let's talk about amateur radio here on WRMI. If you thought about getting your amateur radio license, this is a great time of your life to do so. The best way to do so, though, to get licensed and join us, and we'd love to have you do that, is to reach out to a local amateur radio club to where you live. Now, finding the club can be a bit of a challenge, but contacting the American Radio Relay League can help you find the local.
Yeah, ARRL ain't gonna do shit for you. Sorry.
Reach out to them online at www.arrl.org. That's www.arrl.org.
You're gonna do absolutely nothing.
Know you'd like to get your amateur radio license and where in the world you live.
This is all I can say. Get your amateur license. Go up online and look up hamprep.com. I think I'm about doing that one.
www.arrl.org. In amateur radio news from North America, the Federal Communications Commission initiates broad inquiry on rules to delete or amend. It was in a public notice that was dated March 12, 2025, where the FCC has solicited input from the public on any service that members of the public believe should be deleted or modified for the purpose of alleviating unnecessary regulatory burdens. This is the latest in a series of similar proceedings going back to 1996, when the Communications Act was amended to require the FCC to periodically review its rules. The American Radio Relay League is conducting a review of provisions in Part 97 and other related rules that apply to radio amateurs.
What are they going to do in Part 97 now? Pull your pants down? Give us money?
Rules identified as outdated, obsolete, or that for other reasons should be repealed or modified will be included in the ARRL's filing to be submitted no later to the FCC than April 11th. It's expected that the Commission will incorporate suggestions that it decides worthy of its consideration in a future notice of proposed rulemaking that could be issued later this year. There will then be an opportunity for public comment on specific rules that the Commission proposes for deletion or modification. Also, coming up April 11th to the 13th will be the 76th International DX Convention in Visalia, California. On Friday, April 11th, the Friday track of the Next Generation DXing program will feature the latest in how the expedition leaders are planning missions using innovative technologies like radio in a box, providing data links in extreme and remote conditions, and building teams to deliver incredible numbers of contacts with hams around the world. ARRL representatives will be on hand for the event and to document some of the seminars on video
really
to the
quick.
ARRL.
They're really promoting these guys real bad.
Radio Relay Learning Center. ARRL Southwestern Director Vice Director Ned Stearns, cosigned Alpha Alpha 7 Alpha, is among the co-chairs who have organized this convention. There will be on-site DXCC card checking, an exhibit hall will have a 10-day visit with manufacturers and retailers of amateur radio gear, and lots of other opportunities will be there as well. Join us for the 76th International DX Convention in Visalia, California, April 11th to the 19th. Finally, ARRL on Radio Open House continues to grow. Dozens of amateur radio clubs have made plans to host an ARRL Ham Radio Open House in April. The nationwide event is centered around World Amateur Radio
really
Day on
calling for
April 18th.
their new members.
It's also the
They're
100th
dying out.
anniversary of the founding of the International Amateur Radio Union. While we've been using radio for well over 100 years, amateur radio operators continue to be on the cutting edge of innovation in electrical engineering, modern wake signal modes, digital modulation schemes, and software-defined radios. Show that ham radio is a vibrant and modern hobby. Well, news coming up from Great Britain the first. Here's news from ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. ICOM's amateur radios are the gold standard for ham radio enthusiasts, combining cutting-edge technology unmatched reliability, and user-friendly design. Introducing ICOM's IC7760, the pinnacle of base station excellence for amateur radio enthusiasts. Designed to deliver unmatched performance, the ICOM IC7760 features state-of-the-art technology, exceptional RF clarity, and an intuitive interface housed in a sleek and durable design. This base station features a separate remote control head and RF deck, providing enhanced flexibility for installation. Place the RF deck closer to the antenna feed point, freeing up space and giving you room to work. The ICOM IC7760 for that love of ham radio. We'll have your special events, contests, and the expedition combos coming up, but first, news from Great Britain amateur radio related. Introducing the new RSGB web app. Yep, the RSGB has just launched a web version of their app, which is a one-stop shop for all Radcom publications as well as club newsletters. The web version gives RSGB members easy access to over 10 years back of issues of Radcom, as well as Radcom Basics and Radcom Plus. They say they'll be adding more back issues of Radcom from the archive in the coming months to make it even more valuable. You'll need your RSGB membership services portal details to access the editions. If you're not an RSGB member, you can view a sample edition of Radcom.
There's a lot of people online are pissed off about ARRL. I'm telling you that right now. That's why they're doing this broadcast. Sucking more suckers.
Unopposed candidates for elected board director. For some roles in the Radio Society of Great Britain elections, a single nomination was received. These include the two vacancies for elected board directors, Peter Boyer, call sign Golf 4, Mike Juliet Sierra, and Mark Savage, call sign Mike Zero, X-Ray India Charlie, will each take up the role of elected board director at the end of the RSGB annual general meeting April 12th. They were interviewed separately to enable RSGB members to hear their views on the current issues facing amateur radio and the RSGB. Their answers were combined into two videos, and you can find both of those on the RSGB YouTube channel. Also, the RSGB 2025 annual general meeting is coming up. It takes place at 10 a.m. on Saturday, April 12th.
I can't believe they're putting this crap on the shortwave.
To ensure as many members as possible can watch as well as take part. The formal business of the meeting will include the results of members' votes on the resolutions and details about the election. The RSGB President John McCullough, call sign Golf India 4, Bravo Whiskey Mike, will give a video review of 2024, and then the Society will announce the recipients of its annual award.
Yeah, why don't you mention about the membership so high, and this is too high, you guys are not, wait, you guys lost a touch of radio, and this guy's making it sound like he's sugar coating the ARRL, and ARRL has lost touch in amateur radio, so don't let this idiot fool you.
Boy, named the new RSGB president. We'll have news coming up about your special events, contests, the expedition.
That's all they care about. That's all they care about.
All coming up next. Keep it here on CQ Calling on WRMI. ICOM radios are the gold standard for ham radio enthusiasts. But do you know they're also the gold standard for amplifiers as well? Introducing the ICOM ICTW2 linear amplifier. You can take your contesting experience to the next level with ICOM's industry-first linear amplifier. The ICTW2 seamlessly integrates with the ICOM IC7760, offering a massive power boost.
7760, that must be a new HF rig I didn't even hear about.
With digital pre-distortion and a built-in 2x6 automatic antenna selector for single operator.
It's probably worth about 10 grand.
Together, they redefine what's possible in amateur radio, setting a new standard for global connectivity and reliability. The ICOM ICTW2 amplifier for the love of ham radio. Let's take a look at special events coming up this weekend. The Bluegrass Amateur Radio's 85th anniversary comes on April 1st. It goes through April 13th. Call sign called Kilo 4, Kilo Juliet, Quebec. That's Kilo 4, Kilo Juliet, Quebec. Out of Lexington, Kentucky Amateur Radio Society. They plan to be on 10 meters at 28.482.
Oh, they're going to jam all the frequencies now.
7.292.
I've been off the air for 2 damn months.
And on 80.
And they're going to keep going on with this crap.
Also to get Kilo 4, Kilo Juliet,
the
Quebec.
ham radio,
Also,
that is.
the 70th anniversary of the Birmingham Zoo is this weekend, March 29th through March 30th. It runs from 0 UTC on the 29th through 23:59 UTC on the 30th. Call sign Whiskey 7 Papa. That's Whiskey 7 Papa. This is at Birmingham, Alabama. They plan to be on 40 meters, 7.290, as well as 7.29.
Yeah, jam 40 meters. Jam it all up with this garbage. Jam it up.
Finally, Sun and Fun Aerospace Exposition happens this weekend, April 1st to April 6th, from 1300 to 2200. Cross sign Whiskey 4 Sierra. That's Whiskey 4 Sierra. Located out of Central Florida. They're in Lakeland, Florida Amateur Radio Club. 20 meters at 14.4
great. Oh, that's just lovely.
17. And for a special event at 17 meters. Plan to be there at 18.93.
Every freaking band is like loaded with this garbage.
Call sign again, Whiskey 4 Sierra. Couple of contests this weekend. The Feldhill Sprint will be Saturday from 0 UTC to 23:59 UTC. And the CQ Worldwide WPX Sideband contest starts at 0 UTC.
Here we go. The sideband contest. There we go.
On Sunday. Ham's at Work Sideband. You'll get the world this weekend.
Oh, yeah. You'll get the world for 10 seconds with fake signals.
St. Lucia runs through March 31st. Call sign Juliet 62 Kilo. That's Juliet 62 Kilo. Plan to be on a number of HF bands, especially working the
it's too funny, all right.
WPX
Jinx, it's ridiculous.
Also, Hauser by Ann this weekend. That runs through March 30th. Call sign 4 Kilo 0 Tango. That's 4 Kilo 0 Tango. I'll be running sideband CQ WPX contest. They will be low power though. Can call sign on that.
Yeah, low power. Yep, low power. Yeah, just jam everybody.
The Island runs March 30th. That's going to be Delta 4 Delta X-ray. That's Delta 4 Delta X-ray sideband only on that.
Delta 4 Delta X-ray. I've heard of that clown before.
Charlie 6 Alpha Papa Sierra. That's Charlie 6 Alpha Papa Sierra. They plan to be 40 to 10 meters, FT8.
There goes 10 meters.
Your forecast, powered by ICOM for the
I had more fun on 11 meters CB than I did on the HF bands here on the ham radio. It's sad.
Combos 2017, 15, 12, and 10 meters. Nighttime amateur radio, great DX bands on 40, 30, 20, 17, and 15 meters. Shortwave DXers, better noise doors next week with a decent SFI. Daytime shortwave 31, 25, 22, 19, 15, and 13 meters. Nighttime shortwave DXers, good conditions with lower noise floors coming up by Monday. Plan to be on good DX 120, 90, 75, and 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22. And the 19 meters after dark is great almost all night long. That's the show. Welcome to the United States of America.
This is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida. Radio Miami.
Yeah, they cut his ass off because it's all bullshit.
More about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website.
Hello, ham radio, old vintage transistor radio. Good morning from you, and good evening here in Palm Bay, Florida.
Welcome to the music show that I call Harmony Barn Sessions.
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock our time here in the states of Florida. So, hello to ham radio, vintage transistor radio. I appreciate you stopping by. Just listening to some baloney on the news on WRMI here.
obwohl das nächste Programm auf Englisch präsentiert wird, hoffen wir, dass Sie weiterhin zuhören und unsere Musik genießen werden.
Anytime on your phone. Also, make sure to check out the
Come. Call 410-569-8873 or visit truthhouse.org to make a reservation today. Listen to Dr. E.C. Fulcher Jr. preach the truth of God's word on global shortwave radio. Yeah, you can. At
Oh, this is what the chicks love. This preacher guy. He like chicks throw panties on the stage.
Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah. Oh, they go nuts.
0.840 on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Don't miss out. Blessed people in a blessed church. Notwithstanding, those are still fighting battles, and we all have battles to come.
The BBC World Service, I have no idea if it's on right now, sir. I don't know. It might be on. I'm not sure. I haven't heard the BBC in years, actually. Didn't the BBC shut down or something like that? But there is some British broadcasting out there. But the BBC World Service, I am not sure, sir, if you're answering that question.
Belongs to you and I. When we have in our background the DNA of being more than a conqueror, God who never failed, who never got weak, I have that built into me. I've talked before about racehorses. People will get racehorses and try to breed the best of the best. I think of Secretariat, and I think of some of the other fillies that ran, one filly gone.
Well, all I could say, they're old ham radio, transistor radio. I tell you can't beat these old transistor Radio Shack realistic radios. These things are just kick butt radios. I mean, you can pick them up almost anywhere, and they, and I used to get them all beat up, and I fix them up, and and they're a really solid performer. Good radio, this one right here. I have all the models, the 66, all through Patrolman's, whatever. It's a very good radio.
Abraham, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Joel, David, and Solomon, and from John the Baptist.
Now listen to when the women go at it with this guy. They all start screaming and probably throwing panties on the stage.
In the call of God today, we see that the DNA does run true, and victory is ours.
Oh, they're talking about DNA.
Victory is mine.
Oh, there they go. The women screaming.
Clarity from the beginning. God makes promises to the chosen and the seed. The Bible is filled with things like, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. Or I will go with you to the end. I'll always be there. I preach facetiously sometimes, and God didn't always say what he was going to do, but he did say he'd be there. Which means as a watching angel, he's watching over us. He don't always do what we want him to do. I remember many times I've used this illustration before, in the early days of the ministry when we were so tight financially, couldn't really move, that all sorts of radio stations would hear my program, and then they would all want me to go on because they liked it or whatever. They send me contracts in the mail, unbelievable contracts.
Yeah, ham radio, old vintage transistor radio. I'm not ignoring you or anything. The only thing I have nothing, any information on the BBC World Service. I haven't heard it in years, actually. I know there's some British stations out there, but the BBC, I haven't heard them in years. Honestly, I haven't heard them in years. Just like VOA, Voice of America, that shut down. A bunch of other ones I can't remember, but there was quite a few of them shut down. And then they got all these new channels out now, and I can't remember half of them, but there's quite a bit of shortwave out there. You turn your radio on, you'll be surprised what you can hear. Everybody says it's dead, but it's not. I mean, you got to turn it on at night, and you put it on a good antenna, which I'm using a G5RV. It's got a plug in the back. I plug the jack on it, and then boom, I'm getting all these signals loud and clear.
And if they hold on to it, whether the seed is up or not, those things will come to pass. Most of those things are in the literal world. A person don't even believe in God or don't go to church or not a Christian, but if they're a giver, they're going to receive some of those blessings that God said he gave givers. He didn't say he gave born again, living givers, chosen givers, believing givers. us. I believe they're all. I believe they're in us. I believe they're every one of them. All of them have surface yet. You know, you have all attributes when you have all the attributes when you're born that you're ever going to have when you're an adult. But at 8 years old, you don't know what you're going to be and feel like anything. At 18, you think you know it all. Then at 25, you finally figure out you don't know it all. Then when you get to 45, you really do know a lot more. And then at 55, the point is it's all there all the time. It just takes the right time and season for that DNA attitude and character to come out. That's why Paul has the same God we have. His people have the same message we have. They had it in a foundational form. It could not come out. But today, all the secrets of God, all the fullness of God must be manifested here. People might disagree and say, well, it ain't time, you know. But if it's not time, if this isn't the last day, it's not time, then I would like you to give me some verses in the Bible that says that the signs of the end are not here upon us in this day. Go to Matthew 24, and you read all those signs of the end. But actually it says in many of them that people use as signs for the end. You know, it says that's the sign of the beginning. Beginning of what? Beginning of the end. Beginning of the end. But he gave one specific sign that was for those upon whom the end of the world would come. Matthew 24:14. But one thing different in that chapter is, and this gospel shall be preached in all the world for a witness, then shall the end be. There's been earthquakes here since the flood. There's been hurricanes and disasters and famines and pestilence since time began. And so that scripture could be applied to any of those times. We do know the world is more seismographic now than in recent history. But the one thing that was not in Paul's day, and the one thing that was not in Isaiah's day, and Jeremiah's day, is the one thing that's in our day. This gospel of the kingdom. So certain things have to fall in place. Now, I'm talking about right now, why are we blessed? I'll go to a scripture in a moment. But I want to talk about this for a minute because it should be a sense of pride, not sinful pride, spiritual pride. It should be a sense of accomplishment, and it should be a sense of destiny to realize you're living at the time in history that God said would be the time that He would reveal His whole self to people, meaning that He saved the best for last. Because as I said, Paul and all, they had the same DNA as them that we do. It just had not yet been manifested. It was not the time. And if we are living in that day, that this gospel of the kingdom should be preached all the world for a witness to the end be, that means we are the last generation of God's people. Now, I'm not necessarily the last generation of human beings, because I don't know how God looks at that, but the last generation of God's people. Now, when you look at Matthew 24:14, you've heard some of this before, of course. That message, that verse has been so manipulated by the church world that they take it and strip it of its power, that they strip it of its input by saying the gospel of the kingdom is telling people about Jesus, that He died on the cross for them, that He comes to save them, and He'll forgive their sins. Well, that's a part of the gospel of the kingdom, but according to Hebrews, that's a beginning principle, the principle doctrine. So when you go to the world, like Billy Graham and Franklin Graham, many others, and tell the people in Africa and Asia and the Amazon world about Jesus, He died for them, and He died on the cross. It might be the first time they heard it, and some of them may accept Jesus, right? But that's not the gospel of the kingdom that will be preached right near the end of the world.
It'll have to be the man. Chicken snakes beneath the bed, spiders in the top. Just trying to get a bit of sleep on the racket from the glass.
There you go.
Ania Zamora, madre de la presa política Sisi Abascal, denunció en un audio desarrollar el deporte en la provincia. Esto ha traído como consecuencia, por supuesto, que
Pronóstico para el miércoles 2 de abril del año 2025. Zonas norte, centro y sur. Mayormente nublados con una mínima de 13 grados centígrados y una máxima de 25 grados centígrados.
Hasta aquí el informativo. Andrea Juan se despide dejándoles con el resto de la programación en español para el día de hoy.
All I can say, guys, you know, these cheaper analog radios, it ain't like these radios. I tell you, when they built these radios, these were tanks. The cheap ones I've reviewed on here were not like this. I'm telling you.
Battle of Armageddon, when the world will gather against Israel to wipe her off, and they will look like they're going to get over what they're going to get it.
Sideband. It must be in the hand bands. Yeah, I am. 40 meters right here. You try, let's see if I can get some airplanes. I highly doubt it. Let's see, hang on.
Is without viewers.
I'm in the aircraft band, in the blue. That sounds pretty dead. Oh. I heard something.
.44, 11 miles to the south of airport with Alpha.
American Airlines. I got it on the airband right here in the blue. The airband still works on this. It's pretty cool.
Good evening, Spirit 398, out of 15 free for 8,000, with a 3 with the permission uniform.
This is on.
We'll do the right side best possible for Spirit 398.
This is on the VHF band. This
Back
is,
to highlight 10 right here, 398.
this is the jetliners. Pretty cool. This thing still works on air, in the air. I never tried it. Right around here. using the wrong antenna. I'm using the G5RV. It's the wrong antenna, but it seems to work a little bit. Yeah, it's not cut for this band. It's too long.
2,000 feet, we're at Piper Wire. Heading 350, back to the final. Right.
He was coming in hot. He's coming from Orlando Airport or something. That guy's loud. And he usually hang right around here, I guess. Here. Oh, guys, usually right around here. See, that's too high. We gotta go much lower. Alright, enough with the planes. Go back to shortwave.
Hola, Fini, muchas gracias. Y en una emotiva conferencia de prensa aquí en el Museo Americano de la Diáspora Cubana en Miami, la madre del niño Damir Ortiz acusó directamente a la salud pública en la isla de por qué en estos momentos su hijo tiene en peligro su ojito izquierdo.
Mi hijo está pendiente a una enucleación ocular de su ojito izquierdo, el único ojito por el cual él veía. Él está ciego por las radiaciones que no debieron darle a los 2 años de edad.
Elianis Ramírez, madre del niño cubano Damir Ortiz, quien recientemente fue trasladado a Miami por la falta de atención médica adecuada en Cuba, acusó en esta ciudad a la llamada potencia médica del régimen de que su hijo tenga ahora en peligro su ojo izquierdo.
Y el Ministerio de Salud Pública cubano lo sabe, que a mi hijo le dieron quimioterapia y radioterapia para un tumor completamente benigno y que eso le ha traído consecuencias en su vida, incluso que por culpa de eso puede que hoy esté enfermo.
Elianis ofreció una conferencia de prensa convocada por el Museo Americano de la Diáspora Cubana en Miami para desmentir a los galenos que movilizó la seguridad del Estado, para acusarla en la comisión de la isla que ella se negó a que hiciera en Cuba una biopsia con el fin de confirmar el diagnóstico de su hijo Damir. Marcel Felipe, abogado y presidente de este museo, llama a las autoridades estadounidenses y a los legisladores cubanoamericanos a que se incluya a estos galenos del régimen en la lista de funcionarios cubanos sancionados por Estados Unidos.
Damir es un niño que está enfermito desde que nació con una enfermedad genética que se llama neurofibromatosis tipo 1 y por el cual desde el 2023, desde que me empecé a manifestar, desde que comencé a publicar en redes, me lo desahuciaron. Yo llegué a pensar que la conducta que tuvo el Ministerio de Salud Pública con mi niño, cuando digo Ministerio de Salud Pública, digo los médicos directamente que atendieron a mi hijo, que no fue ninguno de los que salió en la revista Buenos Días ni en la radio a hablar sobre el caso de mi niño, que en ningún momento yo di mi consentimiento para que saliera en la televisión nacional cubana ni en la radio, y como quiera salieron hablando de mi hijo.
Nos unimos en pedirle a la administración del presidente Trump, a la secretaria de Atención, que ponga estos médicos en esa lista de personas que son cómplices de esta dictadura y que no tengan ningún tipo de derecho migratorio con respecto a los Estados Unidos. Y pedimos, además, por todas las otras madres, qué ironía que esa dictadura tan feroz, tan militarista, termine siendo más golpeada por el amor de una madre que por cualquier otra cosa.
La conferencia de prensa de la madre del niño Damir Ortiz, quien ahora recibe atención médica en el Hospital Nicholas Children de Miami, contó con el respaldo de organizaciones del exilio, como la Fundación Inspira América, la Fundación para los Derechos Humanos en Cuba, la Asamblea de la Resistencia Cubana y Solidaridad Sin Fronteras. El doctor Alfredo Melgar, especialista en medicina interna, dijo que el caso de Damir fue un abandono y negligencia médica en la isla.
Esos cronogramas fueron inconclusos, pero además de ser inconcluso, el diagnóstico de leucemia de Burkitt fue falso. No tenía la leucemia, que es una enfermedad seria que se trata con quimioterapia. Al darle quimioterapia, ese tratamiento le produce efectos secundarios. ¿Cuáles? Le baja la hemoglobina, le baja las plaquetas y le puede producir infecciones y sangramiento. Entonces fue una cadena de negligencia que llevó a que el niño llegara en estado grave aquí a los Estados Unidos. Creo que esto nos enseña dos cosas. Número uno, nos enseña que en Cuba la medicina no es un derecho. Es un privilegio que el régimen da y quita según su conveniencia política. Y una vez más hemos visto cómo ese régimen utiliza la supuesta salud que ellos dicen que es derecho del pueblo para vilificar y agredir a una madre que está luchando por la vida de su hijo. Esto nos enseña por qué no podemos renunciar a la lucha hasta que derroquemos esta pila de bandidos.
La activista cubana Yurka Salcedo, una de las principales protagonistas de la campaña de apoyo al caso del niño Damir Ortiz, dijo que la dictadura ha intentado secretar a la mamá de los pequeños, precisamente porque Lienis ha sido muy directa y valiente en sus denuncias en las redes sociales sobre todo lo que pasó en Damir durante su estancia en hospitales en Cuba. Ambas agradecieron públicamente a los cubanos dentro y fuera de la isla por su total respaldo todo este tiempo.
Y agradecemos el apoyo. Es increíble. Yo me contenté muchísimo cuando estábamos haciendo las donaciones, recogiéndolas, porque nuestro país, como no hay nada, nuestro país recaudó más de 2 millones de pesos. Las personas en Cuba donaron, y esta es la muestra de que las redes sociales funcionan, de que nos ven, de que nos escuchan y de que nos apoyan. El único ojito que le servía, que era el izquierdo por el cual él veía, también es culpa del Ministerio de Salud Pública que hoy por hoy esté esperando una operación para perder su ojo izquierdo por culpa de la bacteria que contrajo intrahospitalaria en los hospitales de Cuba. No sé si fue en el Juan Manuel Márquez, no sé si fue en el Instituto de Neurología y Neurocirugía o en el Instituto de Hematología. Pero como hay mala higiene en todos los hospitales por los que pasamos, mi niño contrajo una Klebsiella, contrajo un enterococo, llegó con pseudomonas, unas en menos cantidad y otras en mayor cantidad. Hoy por hoy mi hijo tiene que perder el ojito izquierdo porque tiene una bacteria que no es sensible a ningún antibiótico que pueda combatir esa bacteria dentro de su ojo.
Y por cierto, en esta conferencia de prensa, la madre de Damir Ortiz reiteró que en ningún momento las autoridades, la seguridad del Estado, ni siquiera los médicos que estuvieron en esta conferencia en la televisión de la isla se comunicaron con ella para hablar del caso de su hijo. Nápoles, América Noticias.
Queridos amigos, nos vamos inmediatamente a la pausa, pero regresamos. No se vayan, por favor. Hay más recuento informativo. Radio República.
Esa es la voz de un pueblo que lucha construyendo libertades. Estimados radioyentes, Radio República, la voz del Directorio Democrático Cubano, les anuncia que pueden escuchar nuestra programación visitando sus sitios de internet www.radiorepublica.us o www.radio-republica.com. En ellos, Radio República les ofrece una variada programación a través de revistas informativas con las últimas informaciones de los esfuerzos por la libertad y la democracia para Cuba, así como programas dedicados a la mujer, a la historia de Cuba y otros de información, cultura, debate y opinión de interés general. Recuerden, estamos en la internet por www.radiorepublica.us y www.radio-republica.com. Juan Alberto de la Nuez, activista del movimiento cubano Reflexión y Reconciliación.
Damos felicitaciones al director democrático cubano y en especial a su líder, Orlando Mundial, por dar visibilidad en todo momento a nuestros presos políticos, quienes son la vanguardia de nuestra lucha y sufren el mayor agravio de la represión del régimen Castro comunista. Felicidades al director, al equipo de trabajo de Radio República y a la Asamblea por la resistencia. Felicidades, Orlando, por llevar la voz de quienes no tienen voz en Cuba a cada país democrático de este hemisferio.
Recuento informativo.
Los invitamos a escuchar a continuación nuestras voces de Cuba.
Desde San Andrés, Holguín, Cuba, Damaso Fernández de Dios, miembro de la corriente marciana, denuncia. Ya el pan en San Andrés no es diario, no es un día sí, un día no. Ya es cada 3 o 4 días sin el pan. La electricidad sigue afectando enormemente. La falta de medicamentos, igual. No hay alimentos. El régimen sigue asesinando al pueblo de San Andrés como al pueblo de Cuba. Pero nosotros los opositores seguimos firmes, luchando en pos de la libertad de Cuba. Sí al paro nacional.
Cubano, cubana, no cooperes. Dale un paro a la violencia de cubano contra cubano, como todo por el régimen. Dale un paro a la explotación de nuestro pueblo por la dictadura. El paro va.
Están escuchando Recuento Informativo, su revista de noticias y comentarios aquí en Radio República.
Les presentamos a continuación el segmento La Constitución que queremos los cubanos.
La Constitución que queremos los cubanos.
Todo ciudadano estará libre de injerencias o coerciones arbitrarias en su vida privada, su trabajo, su hogar, su familia o su correspondencia, y estará amparado por las leyes específicas dictadas al efecto.
Las noticias internacionales en una mirada al mundo.
Una mirada al mundo.
El secretario de Estado de Estados Unidos, Marco Rubio, confirmó nuevas deportaciones hacia El Salvador. Señaló que fueron trasladados un grupo de 17 criminales violentos de las organizaciones La Banda del Tren de Aragua, también la pandilla MS-13, que incluyen a asesinos y violadores, según la información entregada por Rubio.
Anoche, en una exitosa operación antiterrorista con nuestros aliados en El Salvador, el ejército de Estados Unidos transfirió a un grupo de 17 criminales violentos de las organizaciones Tren de Aragua y MS-13, incluidos asesinos y violadores. Para proteger a la población estadounidense, el presidente de Estados Unidos designó al Tren de Aragua y a la MS-13 como organizaciones terroristas extranjeras. Estos criminales ya no aterrorizan a nuestras comunidades y ciudadanos. Una vez más, extendemos nuestra gratitud al presidente Nayib Bukele y al gobierno de El Salvador por su incomparable colaboración para hacer que nuestros países sean seguros contra el crimen transnacional y el terrorismo.
Se trata de una acción similar a la ejecutada el pasado 15 de marzo, cuando Estados Unidos expulsó a más de 200 venezolanos que fueron enviados también hacia El Salvador.
I don't know what's going on. My stomach is really bothering me today. They just got some Tums. Oh my God.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho. Ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see them like a lemon.
Trusting God's sovereignty, even in the most difficult.
Go back to 2 there.
I'm feeling my procedure last week, and your prayers are coveted, and I thank you so much. And in the middle of this, just when I'm thinking I'm kind of beaten down and God is raising me back up, there's some opportunity. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'll be joining them on a video podcast sometime this week. I'll give you all the information about that later. I'm assessing everything that I'm doing. This radio program in shortwave is important, but it needs more than me just doing all of the work. And there are other things that I really need to be spending a little bit of time with as well, which are all ministry related, to help others and empower them while we have this wonderful opportunity. We're in a time right now that it may be challenging. We're surrounded by weirdness at every turn, but
Poesia, amor, força. Quando semente cria raízes em nós,
Yeah, it's getting later at night. A lot of stuff's coming in.
são 5 versos de uma.
También en 2014
Have to clean that switch again. Pesky switch.
publicada por una casa de monedas en el Sun publicó
This sounds like Radio China or something.
la astrología, el sol abandona el signo zodiacal de Piscis.
It's getting louder, WWV.
Zeus. Estas são as mesmas tradições e padrões humanos que Cristo condenou quando esteve na Terra. É primordial.
To us, and then we have to put him central in our lives. Yahweh first, others second. I'm so sit next. And I want you to put the first picture up on the screen. I didn't know this. Now,
The direct software-defined radio can instantly change the world's definition. That's the ICOM 7610. Go to icomamerica.com/amateur. That's icomamerica.com/amateur.
if you're thinking what I'm thinking that we could all be thinking. We're alone now, that is. Tom thinks, I do.
Why do they gotta put music on? Why? They just had something about ICOM in there.
Hola, soy Andrea Ojeda, presidenta de la Unión de Partidos Latinoamericanos de Cuba. Y hoy quiero enviarles un gran saludo y un fuerte abrazo a todos nuestros amigos presos políticos cubanos. Agradecerles que nuestra organización siempre ha defendido la libertad y la democracia, la libertad que hoy ustedes tienen.
That we should be called the sons of God. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
I think that I had a kitten on my property that attacked him. If you were law enforcement, would you have even bothered to even take this person seriously? Who hasn't had a scratch by a kitten? But the officers came out to my property to kill a kitten. And yes, I have some kittens. But the whole event was totally fabricated. There was nobody here. Nobody got scratched. And I don't have wild animals on my place other than coyotes. But let me tell you, waking up to flashing lights and people screaming, and you get up and there are people in your house with guns demanding that you give them a kitten. It didn't take me very long to straighten them out. I asked them what they were doing, why they were here, and I asked them how stupid they were. I said, yeah, I've got kittens out here. They haven't scratched anybody. I told them, yeah, I got kittens running around outside. But who makes a report on a kitten scratch? And why would you come out to someone's property at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Kitty. That's why they wanted to sue you. That's why.
Yes, that's what happened to me. And I'm sure that somewhere in the annals of law enforcement in this county, that they now have down that I have vicious animals on my property because someone claimed they came out here and a kitten scratched them. I'm just very glad that my dogs were locked up because these officers were really jacked up. Their adrenaline was running high. And if the dogs would have went out barking at them like they would have, I probably would have had my dog shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because these officers were under the impression that I had some sort of an attack
kitten out here. I don't know.
Oh, God forbid you shoot a cop dog. Oh, my God. Oh, the world's going to
But
end.
it is real.
Oh, but it's okay to
And
shoot
I know
our
big
animals.
fish. There's no reason for me to be swatted. So I'm going to tell you right now, everyone has to be careful, and I'm going to have to say right now, I'm going to recommend, if you have any family, friends, acquaintances, co-workers,
Yeah,
with
that's right,
this tactic
Jakes.
of
Yeah.
swatting, stay away from them. Because you could be next. I took too long talking about that. All of this is connected. It is connected at a level that we have not seen. In other words, it's unelected people behind the scenes that are pulling strings. I'm going to jump over some of the things
He
I
ain't
mentioned
going
at
to
the
feel
start
it,
of this
Katie. I
episode.
guarantee you that. No.
Why would we want to become part of the kingdom of UK again by becoming a commonwealth with 156 other countries that are connected with the monarchy of England? If we would do that, we would be throwing all the sacrifice that's been done for this country by so many people, would just be throwing it in the trash. And all of the people that are onto this climate hoax, and they want no part of this political witch hunt for global climate change.
Climate change. Bull crap.
One of the main objectives of this commonwealth
chemtrails. Oh my God. Look at that too.
So we would
Forget
get right
that.
back into an organization that would work against us. And if Donald Trump wants to be a king and align himself with the King of England, well, I'm going to oppose him on that. Because enough is enough. The Democrats are out of control. And it looks to me like some of the Republicans are out of control.
I think the whole world's out of control, pal. Where have you been?
We have to look at the big picture. We have many countries. They're preparing for nuclear war. And the United States is as well.
Yeah, there's a snake on your boat. You better get that sucker. Oh, shit. In the watering hole. Oh, boy.
I read a report from the RCMP.
That's good.
That's Canada. That claims that Canada's broke and civil unrest is going to be all the way through Canada. And if that's the case, then the United States government would surely know the true condition of Canada. And that might be the reason for the bluster of trying to annex Canada.
That was good.
And the fact that we are actively trying to acquire Greenland is very bizarre. It's something that should not be happening. But it's connected with NATO. I think the United States is going to break with NATO. I honestly do. And I think that the spat with the Netherlands about Greenland is going to be a cornerstone.
What?
So everything is connected, and they're connecting all these dots basically to rearrange the world power. They're connecting these dots to rearrange.
Yeah, there you go. All aluminum. Make sure you put lead in it too.
I said, when the elephants fight, the grass gets trampled. And it seems to me that China, United States, and Russia are trying to position themselves as being the preeminent power in the world. Russia's doing it very stealthily.
Make sure you line it with lead.
China, the United States,
you gotta get that done too.
Trying to hold on to the power it has left. And so we're going to see very global upheaval because of all of this. Think of it as lava underneath the ground getting ready to burst through and become a volcano. That's what that situation is between those three superpowers.
Where do these guys find all this weird information that you never hear on the news?
And you might say Russia's not a superpower. Well, they've proven that they are. Even if it's just by military standards.
They have the arsenal to kill every man, woman, and child on Earth several times over.
We're not going to do
You know,
that.
it's all connected, even in the Middle East. It seems that every government
yeah,
is testing
K1,
their
yeah, oh
weapons,
yeah,
they're testing their bombs.
I put that stuff in my coffee every morning.
And the deportations that are happening out of this country, which I applaud. And again, it's everything aligning. It's going to be hard to connect everything here in about 20 minutes. But I'm not going to be able to do that. But at least I'm going to plow some ground and hopefully make you think.
Man.
One of the things I'm going to ask all the listeners is, what do you think about when people say Black Lives Matter?
Oh, yeah.
They get mad when they hear all lives matter.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
all lives matter.
Lives
What's
matter.
the deal with it? All lives
Why
do
would that
matter.
anger anybody? Well, I have a direct comparison, and I want you to really think about this. When someone says all lives matter to a certain group of unhinged people,
oh Jesus,
they get extremely mad.
Really?
And they say it's because that's a racist thing to say.
No, it's not.
Which I think is very stupid to think that way.
What was that, Jinx? What happened?
Now I'm going to give you the comparison.
No, I didn't see that.
Black Lives Matter, young people, and all their burnings and vandalism, looting, murder, all these things that happen. But yet they're still in the United States. We have the right to protest. We have the right to peacefully assemble.
Let me tell you something, people out there, guys. There's nothing wrong with saying all lives matter. It does all matter. All walks of life do matter. We're all human beings. We all pump the same blood. We all have the same organs. We have all the same skeletons. We all walk and eat and poop and pee, whatever. What is wrong saying that? There's nothing wrong or nothing racist about saying that. What is the deal? What's the problem with that? I don't understand it.
And no matter how you want to fade it or redefine it, it is genocide.
Just stupid.
It's happening in the Middle East. Anytime you cross their line and point a finger at Israel for doing something wrong, all of a sudden, now you're a terrorist, and lots of people are being deported simply for standing up for their beliefs, just like the Black Lives Matter people did their beliefs. And so if you think the term all lives matter works, well, what about the Palestinian lives? Isn't anyone going to stand up for them?
That's what we're talking about. All lives matter, you dumb.
Why automatically call someone an anti-Semite?
Oh, Jesus.
By the way, the Palestinians are Semites, if you didn't know. But if you stand up for the Palestinians, people say you're standing up for terrorism and Hamas and Hezbollah and everything bad.
Why are we talking about this crap? Why? Go on to something else, buddy.
Are women, children, old people. And don't give me this, well, they're using them as shields. That place is just blown to smithereens. And I don't think there's that many fighters left to gather people to use them as shields.
It's disgusting. Why they
and
do
history
that?
is not going to be kind on Israel for what's happening.
The Israel
but that's
people
a whole other
are
episode
suffering,
in
really.
itself. I see I'm running very short on time, so I got to wrap this up and try to make it all make sense. The bottom line is that no matter who you're looking at, no matter what political party, no matter what country, no matter what news outlet, no matter what is happening as far as everything that is thrown at you on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You got to take a step back.
Really?
And realize there's a lot of fear going on.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of lies being told. There are lots of misconceptions.
Yeah, right.
And
Exactly.
people are
Thank
really
God
fast
for landing on
to jump on a bandwagon.
Yeah.
And support a
Got that right,
cause
Jinx.
that
Yep.
maybe they don't know the entirety of what they're supporting. But what we're really seeing is 500 years of Christian governments
Oh, Jesus. Here we
that
go.
are very strong. You might say that they're the preeminent ruling countries of the world. We have 500 years of dominance by Western Christian governments.
So you mean to tell me you're
We're
talking
at a
about
time
Israel? Is that what you're saying?
where that is being challenged to the point where there is no longer this monopoly. So there's no longer the stranglehold on the top spot that for 500 years Western-style governments have held. And the reason why this 500-year domination is about to end is because of the same reason that Rome ended, was corruption and decay from within.
Why do people look back in time? Let's look forward.
In fact, we have about 3 governments going on in the United States right now.
500 years ago. What about
the
now?
Democrats aren't going to follow anything that President Trump wants to do, so they're going to actively fight it with activist judges and all sorts of things that are contrary to our Constitution. And I want to go back to my analogy with the volcano, but I'm going to change it to an earthquake. We have so many cracks and so many fissures and so many things that we're about to see an earthquake of activity that is going to be very disturbing. It's going to be hard to watch.
Really?
And it's going to be hard to get your head around.
Yeah.
But I think the dice has already been rolled. The die has been cast.
I rolled it many times. Let's go.
The things that are out of hand right now.
Yeah.
And so I think the Pandora's box has been opened. And I don't see any way for us to put the pieces back in the box. Maybe a few pieces now and again.
What are you talking about, puzzles?
I know I didn't do that good of a job of tying everything together. I didn't have enough time.
Did you tie your shoes?
And so I just want to leave you with the concept. That's the concept that we're being deceived. You know that Satan is going around finding those who he wants to devour.
He's here
and
now.
Satan uses deceit.
He's freaking taking down everything. Where the hell have you been, buddy?
Chaos, strife. Everything that you're seeing spread all out through the world. We need to have the understanding that it is not of God. It is of Satan.
Oh, shit.
And we need to be able to take a really good look. Even if it's someone you like Donald Trump, we need to take a very good look. Because things are going on behind the scenes that are very disturbing. Alliances are being made that shouldn't be. And using tariffs and sanctions and that kind of thing just adds to the strife.
Oh, Jesus.
So we just need to keep praying. We need to keep believing. We need to lean on our faith.
Well, you got to believe in God. That's one thing you got to have in your heart.
But we also have to be diligent.
You don't believe in
We
him,
have
you're
to
done.
become our own watchman on the wall and really take an objective look at what's going on. I have not made my case very well, all the connections. I just didn't have enough time. But everything is connected. It's like a bunch of cogs in a machine.
Oh,
we might be looking at something happening in Israel, and we'd be able to connect the dots all the way to South Korea.
What?
That things are in motion all throughout Earth to change things.
This
into
guy
what
must be
humans
hired and
want.
fight on something. I never heard any of this.
It's a giant power struggle. But never forget, we have the power through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Almighty God loves us and will care for us. Be careful not to be deceived and stand for what you think is right. Well, I hope that I've given you some insights and information that will help you see what's coming. And so you can spiritually prepare as well as emotionally and financially and physically. Because that's where we're at, folks, as far as prepping and getting ready for things to come.
Like what?
Just make sure that you're mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, financial. Just make sure that on all these points that you're as strong as you can be. I want to thank Bob for having me today. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to turn you back to Bob Bierman in Truth to Ponder.
And I want to thank you, Jim Calhoun, for...
Oh, my God, guys. What in the hell is this guy talking about? My opinion on this whole damn deal is I don't like talking politics. I really don't. I just despise it. I can't stand it. Israel has had enough. Israel is going to retaliate, and then they're going to bomb the shit out of Iran. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I don't like talking like that. That is just not right. You know, I mean, there's a lot of innocent lives and all, you know, and in this, all lives do matter. You know, I don't know. I don't see anything racial about that or anything. I don't understand. We all are one. We're all people the same way. We all bleed. We all have the same guts. Everything. What is the big freaking deal about that? I don't understand that.
That's right. We're not going to.
That's right, man. That's right, Jinx. Eddie, that's I could see. I could see if somebody was going around town with a big blowhorn saying, "Oh, you bleepers," and this and that, and all the N-bombs, and calling everybody this, all these racism things, and all that. No, we're all, you know, you say we're all one, all in one. We're all this thing together. There's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with that? Come on now. I mean, wake up, people. Jesus. And these guys that get on the air, they think they know it all, but they sound like a bunch of assholes.
Or if it's more convenient, you...
Shut up. I had enough of that guy. I want to slap him. And all I could say is trust the God in your heart. You need him in your heart. You got to have him. That's all I could say. That's all I could say. God is our Savior. If you don't have God in your heart, well, I'm sorry. If you don't believe me, fine. But I know where I'm going when I go.
I'll just read it for you versus
And your donations are greatly appreciated.
El hombre de la rosa blanca.
Again, that's Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Central, frequency 9350. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central, both of those on 6115. And on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Central, both on 7490. That's the Remnant
Wow,
Ministry.
it's 10 o'clock already? I better call it quits. I got shit I got to do tomorrow.
WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee, USA.
Food prices have increased over 40%. Energy prices have increased over 20%. Wheat and gas prices have increased over 70%. What's going to be next? Do you see these trends reversing or even stabilizing? All PR currencies have always failed. They collapse their economies on their way.
Oh, jeez. Anyways. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, Jinx, for stopping by. Anybody else is watching, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Stuff like that. Let's see. That's why you have thousands of people going. What's not there protesting about? Oh yeah, I know. I understand that. Well, thanks, Jinx. I appreciate it very much. I try. Like everybody else. I'm just doing this because I like doing this. I like radio. Anything about radio, shortwave, ham radio, CB, anything. I don't care. It's just all goes with the territory. I was actually on the ham radio today on 40 meters, and the bands were kind of crappy. So I says, hell with it. I bet you by tonight, but right now it's probably good. But Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I got every single one of these radios. I got all models. Every model from way back then to now. You know, from the last one they made. I think it was like 88, 89, 88 through 89, and that was it. Instead of making this style of radio. So, all right, guys. Jenks, thanks for stopping by. The other gentleman, I forgot who it was, the transistor radio man. And anybody else, just hit me up with some comments. I'll be glad to answer your questions. And appreciate it very much. Don't be shy to answer questions. I really love the questions and answers in the comments. Please like, can't even talk. Please hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And there's always going to be something happening. And so we'll catch y'all later. This is the whole look of the radio right here. Okay, guys. But anyways, 73s, and we'll catch you on the next one. I've been on here long enough. I got to hit the sack because I got things I got to do tomorrow. All right, good night, everyone.